amazing month, the month of July. Oh, wow. We're already on the 7th month. Hi, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can I see that in the comment section that you can hear me? Please confirm if you can see me, if you can hear me. Please go call your friends, your loved ones, your siblings, your neighbors, your colleagues, your village people. Wow. Alrighty, someone just confirmed that I can be seen. Welcome to the 7th month. This is the month of perfection. An amazing month ahead of us. How many of you are excited to see this month? Me, I'm very excited to see this month. The month started on a very good note for me. I don't know about you, but I came full of joy, full of hope, all popped up for this month. Eh? And we are talking about social skills. I'm so excited to discuss this topic with you. We're talking about social skills this month of July. Yes. Last month, we really delved on nutrition, which was the foundation. We really talked about nutrition, how beneficial it is to our children, and all of that. And it was so engaging, and it was, in fact, very impactful. I've gotten feedback even till yesterday night. I still got lots of feedback. So many messages appreciating and thanking me for opening their eyes to so many things they never knew. Why some that they already knew, but they were taking for granted. But we are here today to discuss about social skills, and we'll be discussing that in this month of July, because social skills are abilities that helps a child communicate, that helps a child interact and relate positively with others. Social skills are those abilities that helps a child communicate, interact positively with others. Yes, and today's topic is from isolation to connection. From isolation to connection. That's the topic for today. Helping your special child build friendships, confidence, and belonging. Helping your special child build friendships, connection, confidence, and belonging. Yes, one of the greatest fears of every parent of a child with special needs is not the diagnosis at its well. It's not just the diagnosis. That's not really the fear. Their fear is, how will this child turn out? With this child, how will he go? Is it possible that this child will grow up, just slowly? Is the child just going to be alone? Will he ever meet up with his or her peers? Will the child ever turn out well? That's always been fears of parents. Even as they come to me in this feed, they always come, what will become of my child? Is this how this child is going to be? I can see that fear. I really understand. I do understand. Remember, I'm on this journey. So many of them, many parents can handle therapy appointments, doctor's visits, medications, and school meetings. But nothing prepares a parent for seeing their child standing alone, while other children laugh, play, and just make memories together. Nothing prepares a parent for that. So the deepest wound is not the disability. The deepest wound is the rejection. The deepest wound is not the disability. The deepest wound is the rejection. The rejection, the isolation that the face. That's why you see many parents, they always hide their children when issues like this occur. They always hide their children. They don't want to go out. They don't want to socialize. They don't want to bring their children out there for people to see, because they are feeling bad that, oh, will this child be accepted? But the good news is this: isolation is not your child's destiny. Isolation is not your child's destiny. Like we always say, being special need is not your child's destiny. It's not a destiny verdict. It is just a diagnosis. Friendship is a gift reserved for, it's not like it's reserved for few people. So you need to understand that friendship is not a gift, rather, it's not a gift reserved for few people. Friendship is not for a selected few. Friendship is not meant to be for just a certain type of people. No, it is a skill that can be nurtured because some things come to us by nature, like I said, why some come by nurture. When it comes to special needs children, it might not come to them by nature, but you can still nurture those children into those things that you want them to do. They can still be nurtured. So it doesn't come by nature, doesn't mean that it cannot be nurtured. Most times I've also seen most people that are nurtured into something even do better than those that were having it as nature per se. They were nurtured into it, but they as though the person or the persons that seem to have it as nature. So some things come by nature, while others come by nurture. Friendship, social skills can be nurtured in the life of a special needs child because we are trying to delve into some major aspects of special needs children, the challenges they have. And that's why we started with foundation. What could be other foundation than the nutrition, which we start from food. Then secondly, because another part where they are being affected is the social skills. They are seriously affected when it comes to social skills. So they can be nurtured. That is good news. In as much as parents are scared, will my child ever be like this because they become lonely, they become alone, they like to just be on their own. But they can be nurtured. Know that social skills can be nurtured. I hope I can be heard. I hope I can be seen. Friendship can be nurtured. It can be built, and a life that can be transformed one relationship at a time. Don't see that because this child has social skills, that is how the child will remain. No, friendship skills can be nurtured. Their confidence can be built. Do not hide your child, because I've seen a lot of persons, a lot of parents, because they have special needs children, as they are going out, they keep their children indoors. You are not helping that child. You are not helping that child. Know today that there is no special word for that special need of yours. You need to bring them out. You don't need to be ashamed. Don't wear it like a badge. You did not create that child. We are not the creator of the child. And there are things that can be nurtured. Social skills are part of them. Just like you go in food, you use food to give children a certain nutrient. You can still nurture the social skills of a child to be better, to help them relate better, to help them associate better, to help them communicate. Remember, we said that social skills are abilities for children to communicate, to interact, and build positive relationships with others. So you can nurture it. So today we are talking about social skills. We're not just talking about a child who simply survives. No, we're not talking about a child who simply survives. We are talking about raising a child who will belong. We're talking about raising a child who can be independent. We're talking about raising a child who can be transformed, who can lead. Special need or no special need, you can nurture them into leading. They are leaders. They have great potentials. So don't limit them because there is a special need issue. Don't limit them because there are issues. No. We are going to be talking about some hidden pain of isolation. One, isolation doesn't always look like being alone. Sometimes it looks like a child sitting in a classroom full of people, but feeling invisible. They just zoom off. They'll just be in a world of their own, like in a class of their own. They just feel as if they are not part of that class. They are in a class full of people, but then they are invisible. They're in a class full of people. They are looking. So sometimes it looks like a birthday party where no one chooses your child for a game. It looks like, sometimes it sounds like a heartbreaking question that you'll be asked. Mom, why doesn't anyone want to play with me? That's even for those that can talk. Some are pre-verbal. They are not able to communicate yet. They're not able to express themselves through language yet. You just see them feeling deprived. They just feel isolated. They just feel, stigmatized, being at a corner all by themselves. So you need to know that because there is a diagnosis, doesn't mean that it's his destiny. A child with social skills, issues can actually be nurtured. It will be confidence. They can be nurtured. It will be spoken. They can be nurtured into communicating, relating. They can associate. They can play. They can play with others. They don't need to be in a world of their own. Many children with special needs experience rejection long before they will understand why it is happening. Some persons, you will see that they've not known that this child is special needs. The moment you just say this child has autism, this child has ADHD, this child has special needs, there is a certain way they look at them. We live in a sad world where they are treated one kind, they are looked at in a certain way. And after enough rejection, some dangerous things, something dangerous happens. You see them, they stop trying. You see some children, they stop trying because even you see that low self-esteem because of the way they are being treated. You see some of them don't even want friends. You see some of them, they begin to believe that they are not worthy of friendship. They just lie to themselves. They just feel in that world of their own. They like to be, because they feel, nothing I ever do is good enough. If I tried it, they'll say, you didn't sound smart. I try to answer a question in class, they say, oh, why answer that? That is the dumbest thing somebody can ever say. Just keep quiet, you don't know it. Some are shut down, and there are some persons that don't really know how to handle children with developmental issues. So that's the lie we must fight. This month, we are going to be demystifying social skills challenges, the lies that are associated with it, or the myths that are associated with it. We are going to stand with facts and proven strategies. Because one thing you should realize is that the greatest disability is not even autism. The greatest disability is not ADHD. The greatest disability is not cerebral palsy or Down syndrome or learning disability. No, see, the greatest disability is not all those things. But the greatest disability is believing nobody wants me. The greatest disability is not that the child has ADHD. The greatest disability is that knowing that I am not loved, I am not wanted, I am not accepted. That's the greatest disability. So when a child believes that lie, it affects every area of their life. Their confidence, their willingness to learn, their willingness to try, to even try something new becomes difficult. Their willingness, their emotional health, it affects their emotional health, it affects them and their future relationships. So you need to realize this as parents. So as parents, we are not just raising children, we are protecting their identity. That's why as parents, you are your child's first advocate. As parents, you are your child's first advocate. You need to protect their identity. You need to protect their image. You need to protect their esteem. You need to stand for your child. Even when they can't stand for themselves, you become their voice. So as parents, we need to understand this. We need to realize that these children, they are created in God's perfect image and likeness. They are not limited. They are not their diagnosis. They are not trapped because they are autistic. They are not trapped because they have ADHD. That is just a diagnosis. Diagnosis is not destiny. Diagnosis is not destiny. It is not their future. And that is not all that life revolves around. No, that is not a deciding factor for them. So, secondly, before your child builds friendship, they must build identity. That is one thing we want you to know. Before your child builds friendship, they must build identity. The world will often define your child by their diagnosis. That is the sad truth. That is sad truth. The world will often define your child by their diagnosis, but you must define them by their values. You must define them by their values. Never allow your home to become a place where the diagnosis is louder than the child, because it starts from the home. Never allow your home to be the place where their diagnosis is louder than their child. Don't allow the diagnosis be louder than their values or their potentials, what they are capable of doing. Don't allow the diagnosis to speak. Because I've seen a situation where a little thing the child does, it says because it's autistic. Even when the child is just trying to be a child. For the fact that the child is autistic doesn't remove them from being. They were first children before they became autistic. For the fact that there is a diagnosis, not because when the child now plays or just being themselves, you say, it's because there's try to always live it, even when things other children will naturally do and go away with. But when the children does it, they are tagged. They are having disabilities. They are tagged because they are autistic, because they have that challenges. It ought not to be so. So your child is not a problem to be solved. They are a person to be loved. Your child is not a problem to be solved. They are a person to be loved. They are people to be loved. Your child needs to hear words that build their identity every day, first from you, dear parents. It starts with you before it goes out. Your environment is what shapes that child. They need to hear it. They need to hear, I love who you are. You matter. You are important. You make our family better. I am proud of you. Let them hear this. Let them hear you have something beautiful to offer this world. I always say to my child, you are a solution to your world. You will fulfill destiny. You are not limited or trapped in any form. Let them know that they matter to their world. Let them know that they will fulfill destiny, that they came to fulfill a purpose for their lives. You must let them know that. So children borrow confidence before they even develop it. Please put that in the comment section. Children borrow confidence before they develop it. Because children are mainly moved by what they see. Children are mainly moved by what they see. They borrow confidence before they develop confidence. As far as they see themselves through your eyes. That is why modeling is very important on this journey with a special needs child. They borrow confidence before they are confident themselves. They see through your eyes. If all they hear is correction, nagging, all they hear is stop it, stop that, no, that's that, they believe they are failing. They will just begin to believe that, they are always failing. This is all that there is to them. If all they hear is comparison, they will believe that they are never enough. If all they hear is consistent comparison, they will believe that nothing good can ever come out of them. They just feel they are not enough. They just feel timid. They will feel that burden, to feel that they are a burden to others. But when they consistently hear affirmation rooted in truth, they begin to believe that they have something valuable to contribute. They will believe that they have something valuable to contribute. Confidence begins in the home. It begins in the environment. It begins in the playground. It begins in the living room. It does not begin outside. Confidence begins at home. It begins in the living room. It does not begin outside. It does not begin elsewhere. Confidence begins in the home. So, thirdly, we are looking at friendship. Friendship are taught and not caught. They are taught. You can teach your child on the spectrum how to make friends. They are taught. No one came from this, came into this earth just being a social butterfly. No one came to this earth having it all figured out. Most of them came plain. You nurture, you put everything into them. So many parents assume children naturally know how to make friends. Children don't naturally know how to make friends. That's one thing you should realize. Many special needs children do not know how to make friends. They are taught, and that is not failure. Because they don't know how to make friends doesn't mean that they are failed. It simply means that we need to teach what others may learn naturally. That's why I said some people there's some things that came with nature, while others comes with nurture. Some might have it all embodied, or how let's say they all came with it, as a package. Why some you nurture them into it and they will still thrive, they will still bloom. Some already know how to meet people and interact and all that, but most children on the spectrum naturally don't know how to do that. They naturally don't know how to do that. So we must teach them to learn naturally. We teach them to learn in an interactive way. Practice greeting, for instance, when you go out, teach children how to greet. Practice turn taking, and turn taking starts from the house. Especially if they have siblings, let them learn turn taking. Let them learn role playing. Let them practice asking questions at home. Don't shut them up. It's to say, keep quiet. What do you know? You're about to say something is not correct. Don't shut them up. Some might not be able to communicate. Some are still going through that communication difficulty. Let them learn by role playing. Let them learn by practice. Let your house be a training center for them. That is why the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he's old, he will not depart from it. There is a training that is demanded of you, dear parents. Train up a child. You must do that training because some things will come to them naturally. Train up. When they are old, they will not depart from it. The word of God is our standard. The word of God is our principles, is our structure. The word of God is where we hold and we anchor everything we do. So practice losing a game gracefully. And lose a game, that's not the end of the world. Let them learn how to lose a game gracefully. Let them learn how to invite somebody to play. Practice it. Practice it. Practice saying, can I join you? Let them learn it. It might not occur to them naturally, except they learn it. Let them practice, can I join you? We'll play this repeatedly. Remember this, repetition creates confidence. Repetition creates confidence. You get more confidence in what you do regularly. That is how confidence is built. Leave all these things that they say out there. You get confidence by daily practice. You get confidence by daily practice. You get confidence by what you do repeatedly. Even you as an adult, whatever you do repeatedly, if you cook every day, the more you cook, the more you learn how to cook. At times you are in that kitchen, you are experimenting. Let me try this method. Let me try. You know how to go about something. You know the route you shouldn't go. You know the ingredients you shouldn't apply. You gain mastery. You gain confidence by doing something repeatedly. So don't wait for that playground to become the classroom. Don't wait for that playground to become the classroom. Celebrate courage more than the success. Celebrate courage more than the success. Make your home the training ground. Don't make the playground to become the classroom. Don't make the playground to become the training ground. Rather, make your home the training ground. Make your home the training ground. Remember the mandate that we'll be giving. Train up a child. You train up. You hear the word, you are not training down, you're training up, you're building the child up in the way that he should go. And old, he will not depart from it. So if your child walked over to another child and simply say hello, celebrate that victory. Just that hello, celebrate that victory. Celebrate that victory. Celebrate that I'm fine. Celebrate that coming to another child just to interact. It is very crucial. Part 4 is your child doesn't need everyone. They need someone. They don't really need to just be everyone's friend. They don't really need to be out there to be everything to everybody. One genuine friend is more powerful than 100 acquaintances. One genuine friend is more powerful than 100 acquaintances. So stop measuring your child's life by popularity. Because they are having that challenge of really missing up and just going everywhere and chatting everywhere. Don't measure your child by popularity. Measure them by meaningful connection. Measure by meaningful connection. Sometimes one compassionate classmate changes everything. I've seen a lot of changes when a lot of stories when children are making progress. You see that there's one particular classmate that was so emotional, that was so compassionate, that was so empathetic towards them. You see them, helps them to make progress. One compassionate classmate could change everything. One cousin, one neighbor, it could just be one church friend, can change everything. One child who says, come and play with us, will mean so much to that child. So pray for connections. Pray for connections and create opportunities. Dear parents, pray for connections and create opportunities. Invite another family over. Do play dates. Arrange small play dates. Just In fact, family over. Choose environment where your child is likely to succeed instead of simply hoping friendship just, So create that environment. Create that environment. Belonging rarely happens by accident. No, it doesn't happen by accident. It grows intentional relationships. Belonging rarely happens by accident. It happens through intentional relationship. Belonging rarely happens by accident. It happens through intentional relationships. You need to understand that it doesn't happen by accident. It happens through intentional relationship. It grows through intentional relationship. So, one thing I want to let you know, if us will be rounding off, parents' greatest assignment, your greatest assignment is not just helping your child to fit into the world, it's helping them believe they already have value. Your greatest assignment, dear parents, is not just helping them to fit into the world. Rather, it is helping them believe that they already have value before the world applauds them. Because the world might not applaud them. They might be faced with a world that is so cruel towards them. So they reject them. But help them believe in who they are. That is your greatest assignment. It's helping them believe that they already have the value before the world applauds them. The world may notice your child's limitation first. And like I said, when they are meeting them, what they want to say, what this child cannot do, what this child is deficient in, what this child is not able to do. That is what they want. But you continually must remind them of their possibilities. You continually must find their potentials. You continually must find that value, that gift that is in them. Because the world they would not want to be nice. The world might not want to see that possibility. All they want to see is limitation. That's why there are some environments you put your child because they just notice that this child has issues. Or they are saying, oh, this child did not do this today. Oh, this child disturbed. Meanwhile, another child might be even very playful, might be hyperactive, might just be other. They will not say, this child likes play, can be playful, can be that. But when the child with special need does it, they are giving a name. They are giving stubborn. They are giving, names that they are not able to cope. They are not able to do this. So you, your parents, you must continually remind them of their possibilities. You must continually remind them of what God says concerning them. You must continually remind them of their gifts and potentials. You must continually remind them, never allow rejection to have the final words over your child. Never allow rejection to have the final word over your child. Never allow a diagnosis to become their identity. Never. Because it is to you according to what you say. It is to you according to your mindset, what you see. Never allow rejection to be the final word in your mouth. Don't allow rejection to have the final say in their life. Don't ever allow rejection to be all that you think. Because the Bible says, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any praise in it, think on these things. What are you thinking of about your child? Never allow a diagnosis to become their destiny. Never allow a diagnosis to become their identity. Never allow a diagnosis to become what will frame their life. Never stop believing that your child deserves friendship. Never stop believing that your child deserves joy. Never stop believing that your child deserves the laughter, the purpose, and the love. Because one day, someone will see beyond the diagnosis and recognize that incredible human you have been nurturing all along. When you plant a seed, it's not that day everybody will start seeing it. It will first go through that silent moment. Just keep doing the work. Keep nurturing them. The world will soon see that child you've been nurturing all along. So keep creating opportunities. Until that day, keep speaking life. Until that day, keep speaking life. Speak life, because we are enslaved by the words of our mouth. Keep speaking life. Keep creating opportunities. Keep celebrating small victories. Keep reminding your child on a daily basis that you are loved. You are enough. You belong, because every child, regardless of ability, deserves more than just inclusion. Every child, regardless of their ability, deserves more than just inclusion. They deserve connection. And connection changes everything. They deserve that affection. They deserve the love. They deserve everything that there is that pertains to life and godliness, according to as God has created them, has destined them for it. They deserve it. So that's why we're here, for you to nurture your children into it. You are going to do the work, because the work you are not ready to do, nobody out there is going to love your child like more than you. Nobody out there is going to just see your child and accept them and just dwell with them, like understand them, understand what they're going through, understand that this child has limitation, this child has some issues, he has some disability. No, the world won't just see and just accept them. They want to criticize. The world want to judge. So it is for you to nurture that child. It's for you to fan and harness their gifts and potentials. It is for you to believe in them when nobody is believing in them. It is for you to believe, to show up for your child. It is for you to show up for them. And that alone will build that confidence in them. That alone will build that confidence, that mindset that they need, because they are watching you. Remember, you are the first model, the first teacher, the first advocate that they are seeing. Before they go out there, what you think of them, what you are saying to them, and you are saying over them, is what will frame them. It's what will shape that confidence in them. That is why, if you are not in a community that can support you, if you are not in a community that can lead you through on what to do, how to do this, there are daily tools we teach on a daily basis in the inner circle of the Pacesetter Parents Tribe. Join us today. You will see that in that place we are naked and not ashamed. We are not judged, because you are seeing people going through the same journey with you. There are some that are less in terms of symptoms than your child, some are worse. Everybody is running the race, and we're helping each other, lift each other up, because you cannot run the race alone. You need to stir up that grace that God has deposited in you to help that child fulfill destiny. Belong to a place where there is so much care. Belong to a place where there is affection. Belong to a place where they understand, where you can bring out the best out of that child of yours. Belong to a place where you can get the benefits of redemption in practical terms. So if you've not joined us, join us. And also, we're hosting by the end of this month our foundational program. It's a 3-day foundational program. It's called Transform Your Special Needs Child's Life Like a Pro. And well, it's just for a token, just for you to pay attention. It cannot be compared to the worth of what you're going to be getting. And with that, we're going to be backing it up with a 7-day follow-up, 7 days follow-up one-on-one, to help you, to guide you on this journey, even as you help your child transform. God bless you. And Jennifer Okodiga. I am the lead coach of the Pacesetter Parents Tribe and the founder of the Pacesetter Mom Learning Hub. I help you move your child from the place of diagnosis to the place of transformation with proven strategies, with proven tips that has helped me on this journey. If you are new here, please turn on your notification, subscribe to our channel so that you get notified whenever we come live. We've been doing this on a daily basis since last month, coming here to share relevant tools that have helped a lot of persons on their journey. You don't need to carry that burden alone. You don't need to carry that weight alone. Belong to a tribe. Belong to an accountability system where you'll be held accountable, where you will be supported. Because if you want to go far, go with others. Go with people. You'll be able to go without the weight, without the guilt, without the body. Bodies will be lifted. You just see it becomes lighter. That is what we do here. Thank you for staying through. One thing I don't do is I do not take your time for granted, because time is essential. Time is life. And that is why we don't make it too long. 30 minutes, 45 minutes at most. It doesn't stay more than that. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your attention, because it takes a lot to leave whatever you are doing to pay attention to this. And so it shows that you really love your child. It shows that you care and you want to seek help for your child. That's why you hear that there's a program like this, you enter. I want to appreciate you for that. And if you have someone that will benefit from what we are learning here, please invite them. Send them this link. Let them watch. They can catch a replay. Send them. If you also didn't join from the beginning, you could also catch a replay. And God bless you. See you again, same time tomorrow.